Hello, this is James Arthur Ray, the author of the New York Times bestseller Harmonic Wealth, as well as my brand new book, Life Unleashed, How to Live Life on Your Own Terms, Harness Your Unique Genius, and Have Maximum Impact. You know, those are three things that research proves that all of us really want. Living life on our own terms, harnessing our unique genius, what I call your innate abilities, and having a maximum impact on the world, leaving a lasting legacy long beyond our years. Isn't that something that you want? Of course it is. I want to talk to you today about a new concept of recent research, actually, in the field of psychology and human performance called decision fatigue. But let me back up for just a moment. What research proves to us is that there are 7 levels of intellectual lines, if you will, lines of capability that we have to develop in and to grow through to reach our true superhuman potential. I'm not going to get into all 7 of those. That is part of what we do in my new live event called Life Unleashed. And you can learn more about that at the end of this video. But one of those lines, one of those 7 lines of development, one of those 7 unique powers that you have is your willpower. And willpower determines a lot. It determines your spiritual development. It determines the money you make. It determines the fitness you do or do not have. It determines what you accomplish in life. Your willpower is the ability to give yourself a command and to follow it. It's the ability to control your attention and keep it focused on a finite point. You with me? I could talk about willpower all day long, but what I need us to discuss here today is this idea of decision fatigue, because what research shows in the field of psychology as well as neurosciences is that willpower is finite. What does that mean? It means that even the most willful individual that you know has a finite amount of willpower. Not anybody has an infinite amount of willpower. Everyone has a finite amount of willpower. What we know now more and more is that willpower is like a muscle. When it is exercised consistently over time, it has to be rested. Otherwise, it becomes highly fatigued. Now, if you've ever worked out, then you know, you go into the gym, you have a heavy workout, you hit the weights hard, and you've got to take a day off. You've got to let the body recuperate, right? And it's in that recuperation that the regeneration happens and the growth occurs. Well, the same is true with willpower. You have a finite amount of willpower, and what we are not doing, the most of us, is using it appropriately. Because we're making decisions every moment of every day about mundane things. Now, this is groundbreaking. This is game-changing if you get it. What you must learn to do to achieve your ultimate human potential, to reach the peak of your performance, truly superhuman performance, is you must habituate mundane activities. You must minimize the amount of decisions that you make. You know, look at Mark Zuckerberg. What does he always wear in public? Come on, if you thought, well, a t-shirt and a hoodie, you're right. Always. Think about Stephen Jobs. What did he always wear in public? Well, I think it was a black turtleneck and some jeans, right? Why is it that these billionaires are wearing the same clothes every single day? They certainly could afford to have something different because they're wise enough to understand that they need to minimize decisions. In fact, Zuckerberg was asked by a reporter, "Do you not have any more clothes?" And he laughed and he said, "I'm attempting to minimize my decisions on mundane issues so that I can keep my mental powers for bigger things." What are you doing with your willpower? You see, study after study proves that masters, people who harness their unique genius, live on a schedule. They have habits. They eat the same thing for breakfast. They get up at the same time every morning, by the way, which is early. They wear the same things. They eat the same things. They go through routines because when you habituate those mundane, low leverage activities, then it leaves your mental powers, your willpower available for the profundities, the profound decisions that you must make, the creativity that must come in and through you. Does that make sense to you? If you're constantly making minute decisions about mundane things, then you're going to experience decision fatigue. And then when the big decisions come up, you're not going to have enough mental prowess and enough creativity and enough innovation and enough willpower to be able to make the right decision, and even more importantly, possibly, to stick to it. You see, what I find consistently as I travel around the world is that most of us are really, really good at formulating our intention. What do you choose to create in your life? Where we really fall slack is with our attention. And the fact is, most of us have attention deficit disorder when it comes to what we desire and deserve. When we can focus like a laser beam on our intention, and we keep our willpower locked, and we have our mental prowess and our abilities available, we're not thinking about what we're going to wear in our closet, or how we're going to style our hair, or what we're going to eat for breakfast. Those things are just routines that we do over and over and over again. You say, boy, that's a boring life, James. Well, maybe not. What's boring? Not accomplishing a fraction of your potential, or doing a variety of things in your closet and in your meals. Think about it. You know, in Life Unleashed Live, which is coming up this year, at the end of the year, you're going to want to be there. We'll get more into the habits and the practices. I have something that I work with my one-on-one mentoring clients on called the Master Protocol. It's about scheduling your day, habituating those things that don't need your willpower and your attention. We'll get more into that at that time, but hopefully for today, I've given you some things to think about. Take a look at what you're doing with your marvelous mind and with your willpower, and ask yourself, am I as willful as I would like to be? Am I able to focus my attention like a laser beam on the things that I desire and deserve? If you're not, then maybe it's time for an adjustment. I hope I've given you some things to think about. Hopefully I'll see you live and face-to-face. But until we speak again, stay awake, love life, and be epic.